Welcome to Invite Sent. We are a live streaming show where we interview people and play video games.
Jason, get it in there.
Let's go. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Got him. Got, son. Still there. Got him.
Excited for that. Ooh, just got in front of you. So I think that.
Got him.
Let's just get that.
He's upset. He's uninstalling the game.
Oh, watch it. Tire.
You should have seen I jumped right into it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, they're
Okay,
here. They're here. Hiya. How do I shoot them? I have a gun, don't I?
No, you don't want to. I would never probably shoot right now in Mercy because your job is to heal us.
Okay. I like to jump right into the gameplay and start asking questions because there's plenty of interviews out there that are just two faces side by side talking about something. But let's not do that. Let's ask you hard questions while you're trying to play a video game on live stream.
I don't think I can talk and clean. It's very complicated.
What is your earliest memory of playing video games?
I do remember playing Pong on, it's probably like the Intellivision.
What was your go-to game then, girl?
A lot of people probably don't know what this is, but it's Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
We had our event last year. I don't even think we were really using the term metaverse.
Oh,
we were
wow.
just saying we're going to be in Decentraland. Or maybe we did use the term metaverse, but like it wasn't popular. Just like blockchain and crypto didn't really become popular, mainstream popular, until NBA Top Shot created those moments. And then NFT became popular.
Man, I'm glad you're asking these questions.
One of my go-to games was probably NBA Street Volume 2.
Oh man, you just gotta pick like a seedless grape.
We are the best video game players in this video
on stream.
On this specific stream. Let me ask this: Why coach? Why coach esports?
I always was an avid gamer. You know, I fell in love with gaming. Life happened.
Yeah.
Got out of gaming for a while, then went back in because of some of my students. You know, I just saw all the career and college pathways, man. And I was like, I don't think nobody else is looking at it the way I'm looking at this thing.
Helps us quite a bit.
I fell off. I fell.
Abreast.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
that's dumb.
Okay.
That's first of
That
all,
happens.
that's dumb that they have a place to. My kill cam is me. Dadgummit. Yeah, that happens in pro Overwatch. Your kill cam is yourself. Oh, I fell off the freaking thing again.
There we go.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. I don't know. Okay. Oh no, did you die? Oh my god. Oh gosh.
Get your school into the high school esports league community. It's complete.
I think those conversations are important to normalize that it's not okay, because as long as you keep saying like this is not okay, then tell me what is okay. And then having those strong females within the gaming space is also definitely a move in the right direction.
I feel like my games were a little easier earlier when I had my lobbies. Pretty sure.
Well, those were bot lobbies. So.
Those were bot lobbies.
They didn't think they could be here. They thought it was just a boys' game, or they weren't comfortable. They didn't want to compete. That really highlighted the fact that we've got to make it more inclusive for girls. We have to make welcoming, open environments. We have to give them champions and examples of mentors that they can see and that they can be. And despite whatever culture or society says, they absolutely are a part of this world, and they can absolutely make a difference in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, art.
So this was a Kickstarter project, correct?
Yeah, so I scraped money together on my own when we went up to Kickstarter.
At what point would we say they move from club to designated under the school's banner?
Obviously, it's going to come from support staff. Having a director of a program and then having per game coaches, I think, is a great way to help with that.
The parent interaction is a big part of it, especially for somebody who's in this industry and, fought to try and be here. What I see is, what I strive for is to show parents that gaming is a legitimate way to create a career for yourself, right? And these tournaments do that.
Is when it comes to character creators, the disabled community is not really represented in the game itself. That was something that we wanted to attack on our way in. So one of the first things we ever built was this character creator. We call them enhancements. So the wheelchairs, you've got different prosthetic,
different eye colors as well.
Heterochromia, different color eyes is heterochromia, which is like super common.
Oh, on this one, you shoot his legs out and then he falls over. And okay, he disappeared for some reason. Okay.
It's one of my favorite things about Apex is I can do absolutely nothing in this period right here.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, look at this! I'm flying. This reminds me of Kingdom Hearts, which have you ever played Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah. My 9-year-old big fan.
So I won victory. Dad dab. Yes. I'm over here hitting R like I'm reloading my gun accidentally for some reason. I have no idea. Or C to crouch. And
I said, so, hey, have you heard about esports and how it's benefiting schools and how it's doing all this for students? And they said, I've heard some of it. Well, did you know that it's happening right now and it's something that you guys can jump on board with?
So I was a sergeant. I was an E5. Seeing the work that we were doing with the kids and seeing like, hey, this is something that we can really build and make a positive influence on the kids that we're working with.
Particularly, Bubba, here's my big thing, particularly people who look like me.
Yeah.
In the educational technology space and in the esports space, because I said that it's being underserved. I need for directors, I need for teachers, I need for students, I need for anybody to, when I'm talking to them, they say, oh, whoa. And they may not say it, but I know sometimes they're thinking it, well, there's this African-American, there's this black man in this space talking esports, talking educational technology. We may have not seen that before, and that's important.
Like as you said earlier, you mentioned like a parent asking about esports challenges for their kid. I think that's like wonderful. Like how many parents back in the day actually had interest in gaming when it's not like, you know, academically viable.
And so I reached out to Mike and Christy. Their contact information was on there. I found them through High School Esports League, which was our league, coincidentally. Christy answered my email and she was like, you know, you've got some technical questions. I'm gonna loop Mike in on this.
Of course.
It was just the best meeting I've ever had.
Hey, I know you're already going to be here for the tennis tournament. You got to come by, dude. Take 15 minutes out of the tennis tournament, come inside, you know, get a breath of the air-conditioned air, and just come see what my kids are doing. And that's all it took. They just had to see it with their own eyes. Oh, these are the kids that are playing in esports. It was the kids who ate lunch by themselves, the kids with no friends, the kids, we were worried about them dropping out of school. But hey, you know what? They came to school on Friday because they wanted to play Super Smash Brothers in the library.
My name's Colin Mullins. I'm the youth pastor and work with 6th through 12th graders. It's probably where we started spending the most time together is when we went to China and put on a soccer camp. Oh, and then got into streaming a couple months ago between my fumbling through the world and gaming all of my life, but now fumbling into streaming and stuff.
One of the things that's really important to me is the kids learn to be positive influence, to not be toxic. I've seen kids get really mean and be bullies.
If the industry truly wants to actually serve these communities, and it's going to come from the publisher down, we're going to have to provide support behind titles that can be played on the platform that these communities can actually have access to. It comes from the publisher down, it's just the empathy comes from the businesses and the consumers down.
You know what? Let me in front of you. Let me be your shield, and that way you don't die as quick.
In addition, I think one of the more exciting things I got to do is I got to be one of the official co-streamers for the Overwatch League opening day this past season.
Well, my background's actually in acting. I went to school for musical theater back in the day. I don't think I can talk and clean. It's very complicated.
All good things sometimes must come to an end. I'm actually leaving the world of education.
What?
Yep, big reveal. 6 days. I'm actually in conversations right now about my next steps.
This was announced officially here in the public on the show. Were you a CIA agent? I just have to ask you.
I was not. I did work in the Bureau of Intelligence and Research.
Oh crap! Oh crap!
Oh no! Well, it looks like.
I should have stayed so close to the edge.
ESA is the voice and advocate for the video game industry in the United States.
And we're really lucky in that we get to stay really mission driven and stay focused on the impact that this is having on students and schools. We don't really need to get into the nitty gritty of the numbers, which is, I think the thing is like an educator, you probably fear when you're leaving the classroom.
If you'd like to be on Invite Sent, to be interviewed and play video games, please go to BubbaGaddard.com and request to be on the show. And I'll let you know if the invite is sent.
Oh my god.
Trade.
Trade. Yeah. Come on in, big guy. Come on. You won't.
How do you heal and how do you live? What?
He threw a black hole at us like Thanos. You can't. That's not a button. I don't have that button.
I don't have that button either.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you.
Yo, good morning, gamers.
Good morning, gamers.
Good morning, it's gaming
gamers. Good morning, 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 gamers. Good gamers. Good morning, gamers. Good morning, gamers. Good morning, gamers.
Yeah. Well, welcome. Hello. Thank you for coming to episode 2, season 1 of Good Morning Gamers. Chris Turner, thank you for being here on LinkedIn. Kyle on Twitch. Appreciate you guys. We had a fun show yesterday, and I really loved the feedback I got about the gaming addiction courses by Game Quitters. It's the logo right over there. Kind of see it now. And some different conversations I had yesterday and today about how taking a break from gaming might be good, or taking a break from certain games or certain things. Thank you, Brad. Yes, really, really great. Glad you're here on Facebook, and excited to see you here in a little bit. And I'm super pumped for having a fun new show where I'm not really playing games and really trying to schedule guests and everything, but I've really got a fun lineup coming in January for all the guests on my show. Invites sent. I just got a great guest sign up today that we'll be announcing that works with some really top esport players. I'm super duper excited. Just a little glimpse on who we'll have in January so far. We'll have Danielle Johnson, that is from TechSef, the Texas Scholastic Esports Federation. Amazing lady. We've got Nikki Nikel Ragov. He's here in Kansas City. He's created some amazing tech that helps educate kids on coding and other things. We've got Cassie and Jacqueline from Australia. We're going to be doing an early show on Wednesday the 18th at 6 a.m. Central, 7 Eastern. We're going to be with Cassie and Jackie from Good Game Well Played Academy, GGWP Academy. It is a really, really great app you can use to learn your brand. I really recommend this. Kyle, if you're listening, GGWP Academy. It's a great platform to take a lot of courses and learn about branding. I see Nick Schreier is going to be here. He is a pretty awesome dude. He goes by Obi-Wan Nick. I think we're going to play some Fortnite. Cassie and Jacqueline and I, we were going to play some Apex or League of Legends. Looks like Nikel going back here. We're going to play some... let's see, whatever he can run on his Mac Pro. That's what he said. Danielle Johnson, we're going to be playing some Animal Crossings, which I'm renting from the library because I'm cheap. And then I see Casey Weiss from D&H coming up on Wednesday the 25th. And then later on that February 10th day, we'll have a really, really fun guest who's working with a ton of really cool people. And actually, I think this is one of their products. So yes, we'll see how that goes. But today, I'm going to talk about Scholastic Esports because this is what I talk about a lot. This silly music is always in and out. But thank you guys for being here. Brad, Chris, Kyle, you've heard me talk about all this stuff. Thank you for being here. But I'm going to walk you through the presentation that I give. And it's going to be a real short show, but I'm going to put the link in the chat. You can see it on Twitter and YouTube. I'll see if I can put it on Facebook and LinkedIn as well, which I will. And I'm so stoked to go through this and walk people through our gaming and esports research from the Varsity Esports Foundation, which is our 501c3 charity nonprofit that helps students in low-income areas gain access to gaming and esport clubs. We also provide scholarships that we send out from organizations like High School Esports League and Esports Tower and eFuse and Esports U and a couple different other ones, we send some scholarships out, some of their dollars, so they can use those dollars to pay for school. We send those dollars directly to their student accounts. Lots of fun, lots of fun. But thank you guys for being here. We're going to go through this document. I'm going to make a short show because I'm actually going to take this. I actually have a video in slide 3 or 4 of this, and the volume may be too loud. I have a video here you can watch from a show I did earlier this year on Esports U, walking through this. I've updated some slides since then, and I'm going to be doing a new one. So this, I'm recording this right now, so I can actually then embed this video. I'm going to cut it, obviously cut up, not all this silly stuff I'm talking about at the beginning. We're going to go through this slide. This is a Google Doc that I have been putting together for about 3 years. It took me quite some time to transition it from, I had it as a Google Doc that started out with really bad graphics, and then I decided to start adding it to our website and our research page, and it just got longer and longer and longer. And then I found this really cool Google Slides document that gave me the ability to do some fun things on the side you're about to see on the far side, where you can click through. Really fun document. I'll show you what it is at the end if you stick around. But we're going to go ahead and start. You can actually use your mouse on this. It is in the chat if you'd like to look at it. And it's all available on our website, varsityesportsfoundation.org or vef.gg. But yeah, I just click this little enter button here. I don't have a highlighted cursor, but click the enter button. What's cool about this slideshow is you can use your arrows. You can use this little menu over here to click the icons and get to certain spots. Like I want to know about schools, I'll click that. And there's some other stuff, information. This key page comes back here. This goes to our website. And then this is the table of contents, which we're going to see next, which I'll just click anywhere in the slide. Once again, this is the video. I'm going to replace this link. It usually goes to maybe 4 years ago. What year is this? 2022? It's 3. It's 3. It was 2019 when I started this, but 2018 definitely when I started talking about this. So I guess we can say 4. But I'm going to change this link to where you can go and actually watch this video, because what happens is, if we say this is the presentation, this is who it's for, is this presentation is designed to provide opportunities and education and information for this Venn diagram of people: business, educators, government, students, families. And it's all about esports literacy. But I give this presentation, or I present this to a lot of schools and administrators and educators, but I want them to take it. And if they don't need me, they just want to go through this presentation, you can use this presentation. And if you don't want to go this presentation, you can watch this video right back here. So, yeah, we're gonna move forward. I'm probably not doing a great job at streaming this and making it video editable content. I may redo this, who knows? I talk about it plenty. But table contents, what is esports? Is gaming a big deal? Why is esports big? Esports in schools, addictions and violence, and health benefits. That addictions and violence also covers common objections that you get about gaming and esports from parents and media and everything else. So we'll spend some time on that one. But the Varsity Esports Foundation, you can't hear it right now, but that is a video that talks about us. We are STEM accredited. We are Platinum Transparency at GuideStar. We're reapplied for that as well. And we're all about digital citizenship and everything right there. But hey, check us out. If you'd like to donate, go to vef.gg and donate. We'd love to have you donate. This is actually some old numbers. I need to update these. $3,000 in grants, $200 in scholarships. Lots of students we've worked with and supported, and we love doing it. It's really rewarding to be able to support these students and give them an opportunity to pay for books and tuition. It's really, really rewarding to then hear those students later down the road, and I've interviewed some of them, and just see what they've accomplished. I had a great interview with a student the other day, and they were just amazing, and they won a lot of scholarship dollars as well through playing in Rainbow Six, I believe. Just some testimonials. Josh Kell, good friend of ours. Check these out if you'd like. All right, part one. What is esports? We're going to blow through this and be done by 10:30, 11:30 Eastern. So here we go. What is esports? Well, esports is electronic sports. We have videos on the Esports Education Network that Connor and I put together a long time ago. We will be redoing those here soon, we believe, with some new information and some new updates. But esports really is, there's gaming recreationally, and then there's gaming competitively, and most of it is esports. Esports is R, whichever one you want to say. I don't know what the best way to say it is, but I never say R. Don't know why. But esports is more it has competition, it has rules, it has prizing. That really is what qualifies it. Now, esports could be, you could have speed running for Mario. That's totally fine. We'll throw that in. Well, there's a lot of debate on what I just said has a lot of debate around it, saying that speedrunning is an esport, or even saying a World of Warcraft arena is an esport. But the hardliners, like my friend Billy Howard, who's a college coach, will say, you know, only esports are things like Valorant and Rocket League and whatnot. Anyways, recreational gaming would be the opposite, where you're playing Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto. I don't know why I named two of the most violent games, but I did. And there we go. Those games are more recreational. Candy Crush, Words with Friends. Those are fun. Yes, the WoW Arena controversial. Yes, Kyle. Yes. Okay, how to write esports correctly. Now, I used to be a big stickler on this and say, if you're not writing it correctly, you're putting a dash or something, you did not know what you're talking about. You should not be a part of this industry. Then John Davidson from the Esports Trade Association said, we should give people a chance. They're all jumping in here. Just because they put a dash or they call it e-gaming, don't throw them to the wayside. And this is why I create this document and this slide, so you know how to write it correctly, because the AP style book says to write it this way, and the industry as a whole has agreed to write it there on your right side with capital E or lowercase e, basically if it's a beginning of a sentence or in a sentence, or capitalized if it's a part of a title. Don't capitalize it in the middle of a sentence. What is this? Gaming still big? I don't know why I went Seinfeld right there. Is gaming still big? Is it gaming just for 30-year-olds in their basement? Well, maybe not in their basement. Let's go through some data real quick. We'll pump through this because I know you want to know this. This is why you're here. 3.1 billion gamers in the world. And this is 2022 data. This is updated information we got from Newzoo, from Entertainment Software Association. We'll put all this together. Lots and lots of people play video games. 3.1 billion. We just hit 8 billion people in the world, which I need to update that number. If 40%, 8 billion, okay, yeah. So it's probably 41% now. But 3.1 billion gamers in the world. Surprisingly, you would say it's a male-dominated thing, but it's not. It is 48% female in the United States, especially. Now, different parts of the world could be totally different, or they just do not present themselves as gamers, other genders. This is, I asked actually the Entertainment Software Association why they only use two genders in this. And they said that less than 1% selected less than male or female, didn't select male or female. So there's other identifying genders within this study that were selected, but they either, one, don't want to say that they're a different gender, or they didn't answer. Totally acceptable. This is 2022, y'all. The average age of a gamer is actually 33. I said 33-year-old men sitting in their basement eating chips and drinking soda. That is the perception, but when we look at the data, we think, is it lame, boring people that live in their basement, or is it a bunch of kids playing video games? Rough. Well, 36% there of the ages playing video games here in the United States, 18 through 34. Only 24% are under 18. But look, 6% of these gamers are over 65. And this is what I talk about a lot, is that age. We think gaming is okay for little kids under 10 when they're doing Leap Pad, or society thinks it's okay for them to do educational games. But as soon as they start playing that Call of Duty, or they start playing that StarCraft, they're lame and they're losers, and this is just the society. And then we say, well, I'm so glad my grandpa he plays Word with Friends, because he's really using those cognitive skills to keep his mind active. He's got to do it. And then everybody in between here, we're considered lazy. We're considered a waste of time. Well, I'm here to prove you wrong. And that's why all this data is here and available for many people to use on all sorts of spaces. Yeah. And we look at teens, 12 through 17-year-olds. Per the Pew Research Center, 97% of teens play video games. 94% of girls, 97% of boys. They play. Kids play games. So let's just say all. When I'm talking to schools, we say all. And we say, look, there's a lot of kids playing video games. It may be your star quarterback also plays video games just as much as the kid who does not have any friends. They're all playing video games. Meet them where they are. Now, esports and gaming is actually a $200 billion industry. $200 billion industry. This is bigger than movies and music combined. And this was even before COVID. COVID, we spent a lot more money on Netflix and a lot more money on games. But before COVID, this was really bigger than movies and music combined. And when we say bigger than movies and music combined, it's because add those together. I don't know. I'm not going to go down that hole. Gaming is least expensive form of entertainment. We have a couple different variations here. If you see gaming in the middle, it's 73 cents, and gaming is 17 cents. Those are two different styles of gaming. Excuse me. Gaming traditional means a CD or some disc or a Nintendo Switch cartridge you put into your device and you play, and then you buy a new one each time they may come out with one or whatever. The SaaS is subscription based. So you may download Fortnite for free, but you are also buying a battle pass, or you're buying the new, I don't know, whatever the thing is where you pay $12 a month. World of Warcraft, $15 a month. It's a SaaS, like it's subscription based model. But it's cheaper because it's subscription based. You're not buying a game each year and playing it. Then we look at movies. It's $7.11 on the average. Now, it's less expensive. So no wonder people are doing it. It's less expensive than getting in the car and driving to AMC. I love, as a former person who worked in economic development in the Chamber of Commerce, jobs, lots of jobs, tons of economic output. There's all sorts of jobs that you can be. You're not just a gamer or a game designer or a game tester. You are everything. And there's lots and lots of opportunities in careers. We look at this small graphic here where education, events, marketing, business, competitive, information technology, health, media, content. There's a ton of jobs. If you take this same idea with MBA, and the next slide I'll show you here in a minute as well, you can have those jobs. For the MBA, you need social media. You need somebody to be there for IT, to turn the basketball score clock on, or produce a show. Event producing, commentators. There's people who teach how to play basketball, or I watch a lot of TikTok and I get a ton of coaches teaching kids how to dribble, and everybody complains in TikTok about traveling. That's just what they do because nobody knows. As a referee, nobody knows. Look at this big chart. Replace that middle of esports related professions with NBA or NFL. All those jobs: executive officer, event director, TV manager, community manager, sponsorship, training, HR, lawyer, caster, commentator. They're all these jobs are the same. Thanks to Nico for making this back a few years ago. It has been extremely helpful for our industry, especially in the scholastic space. And Brad, you're on right now. You're watching. If you're still watching on Facebook, yes, you work for the FAA right next door in my building here. The FAA has been hiring gamers across the country because gamers get it, they see it, they can understand it, and they can look at maps and understand where things are and how they work. So why not hire them to look at stuff? I don't know, Brad, if you got any insight on how it works. You've told me how and why and what happens when you're at work, but you're watching a lot of stuff and telling people where to go. Makes sense. Look at all the career salary ranges. Pro esports player, 60K maybe, but that's just their salary. That's just their salary. They're going to make another 100K off a Reebok deal or a Louis Vuitton or whatever deal. Game designers, still 110K. Engineers and whatnot for game developers, I mean, they're up north of 90K. They just make lots of money because they're in that space. Artist as well. Now, we're almost halfway through here. We're going to be done soon. I think we're about halfway done. Why is esports big? Well, let's look at the numbers. Esports is a $24 billion industry, and that $24 billion is created with more than just what the $1 to $2 billion number has on Newzoo. This actually came from a document from a couple different researchers, and I love that those researchers, Dr. Seth Jenny and William Collis, they sat down with the Newzoo guys and they debated, is esports a $1 billion industry or a $24 billion industry? And they looked at different things, and no one was wrong, no one was always right. I mean, it's just what we look at. I like using the bigger number, $24 billion. Now that's only what percent of 200 billion that the gaming industry is. Esports isn't that big, but it's big enough to be sexy. When we look at an esports event, 5.4 million viewers watch Kyle Booga Giersdorf play in the Fortnite World Cup in 2019. And also, there was another event in 2021 last year where 5.4 million people watched the 2021 Free Fire World Series last year, which was it's kind of like Fortnite, and it's a good game, but it's not in America much. But in 2019, he won $3 million. This guy right here, this kid, this 16-year-old, and he's there actually is an event coming up where he's playing Ninja in Fortnite. I don't even know. I know the guys who put it on, but it's coming up soon. It's gonna be cool. Lots of active players, lots of viewers watching and playing. Look at League of Legends, one of the largest games in the world. 2 million active monthly players. Mobile Legends has been pretty cool, and that's why League of Legends Riot created their own version of the mobile version of their game, because Mobile Legends is doing well. I actually like Mobile Legends, a lot of fun. I've played it. Lots of people watching and playing. This is one of the things I love showing the boomers that I talk to. First sell. Hey, what are you doing? Dad talking to his kid, watching his computer, probably watching YouTube. Oh, I'm watching this guy play a game. He's pretty funny. Okay. Kids getting entertainment, kids watching, kids doing. What else is he doing? What else is he doing? He's also learning. Wait, you're not even playing, he says? What a complete waste of time. And then, of course, dad is sitting on the couch watching soccer or football, watching FIFA, and being entertained. How much is he learning how to play soccer? How much is dad, 40-year-old dad, going to go out and be using Ronaldo's moves? Not as much. But that kid right there, he's like, oh, if I crank a 90 or do this or jump this way or use this thing or use this gear or whatever, I may get better, then I can play. And then, oh, I learn how to be better. My teammates like me more. And I don't know, they could go down the path. There's a lot of stuff that could happen there. But a lot of people are watching video games. A lot of people are winning dollars. I talked about Booga winning 3 million. Well, the international is really cool. 2019. That's actually half that's crowdfunded, where they crowdfunded the dollars through purchases in their Valve store, through the store, kind of like when you purchase Battle Pass and stuff. They actually crowdsourced that for Dota 2, which is a big game that is actually, which I learned from William Collis, is a version of Warcraft that got turned into Dota 2, redone by gamers, and then it became huge, and now it's a lot like League of Legends as well. Okay, look, more than halfway through. Esports in schools, where I live, where I talk, where I breathe. All my friends. Hey, by the numbers, 2,000 colleges have esport and gaming programs in their schools. That could be club, that could be varsity, that could be recreational, that could be intramural, that could be student-led. It could be a few people. the administration has no idea it's going on, which is the more common thing. But this is colleges. If you look up at llfggroup.gg and NACE, they have some good list of programs. Karen, who is really big on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, Karen Keano Smith, you will look at her organization called Bridging the Gap Esports. In esports, she has probably one of the best lists of colleges out there. She's updating it. And also Jake Lucky, he produced some lists with Stay Plugged In. Lots and lots of opportunities to find lists of schools that have college programs, whether they have scholarships or not. And with those scholarships, there's only probably 400 or 600 or so that have scholarships, and maybe a lot less of them who could help you pay for your whole ride. Not very many, but there's a lot of tuition discounts like an NAIA. Because those tuitions, there's about $25 million in scholarships available each year from all these colleges that are popping up. There's probably more now. And a lot of the scholarships go unused because there are schools out there that don't have enough kids to play. So there's opportunities, and those scholarships, that's a combination of top down from tuition discounts and academic and maybe programmatic or departmental scholarships. So there's a lot of stuff going unused. Even though a lot of schools say they don't have dollars, this is true to be able to run their program or pay their coaches in the college space. There's still a lot going unused, much like things like rowing. There's plenty of female scholarships available for rowing, and they go unused because there's not enough kids in the pipeline. If we look at high schools, the High School Esports League, the largest Scholastic Esports organization in the world, has over 5,000 clubs they've had in North America over the past 8 years. It's happening. There's 35,000 high schools, private, public, charter, parochial, in the United States. And just a small number, 5,000, have programs. This is just high schools. Middle schools, probably 1,000 as well. And a lot of great state organizations out there like TechSef in Ohio and Garden State and Wisconsin and Minnesota and California and Florida and Oklahoma have great state organizations run either by teachers or ex-teachers, for-profit, nonprofit. There's lots of competition out there. They're playing kids in other parts of the country or in their own state and competing and winning those scholarships as well. Big thing I want to hit on is some curriculum I get to be a part of and produce is the gaming concepts curriculum. It's been used for about the past 5 years, and this is good for educators to hear. And this is why I always harp on this one for educators and schools, is they have created some curriculum that now there's 5 or 6 versions of it. There's streaming and shoutcasting and other ones that they're building, and with all this mental health products as well, which the mental health side, these people are experts. These people are experts. Christopher Jensen is an expert. Dr. Christy Custer and Michael Russell, they are experts. Dr. Christy Custer, her husband, not only has tons of expertise in all of this, but it's amazing to hear, like, okay, the idea of, hey, this is just some curriculum that has just some words on it. It's not. When we look at what mental health stuff, when we talk about a curriculum being trauma-informed, the confusion is trauma-informed with mental health. Their curriculum increases self-esteem and self-efficacy. It's not trauma-informed. And her husband has a master's degree with a minor in trauma and resilience. So I think she's doing it right. If you're out there and you think she's not, or you're just looking at curriculum that's just a few words, Christy's got it right. Christy's doing it right. She's got kids going through chemo right now, so I think she knows what she's talking about. Anyways, off the soapbox, back to that GPA that they had, their first version that was free for about 5 years, that was on Microsoft Education. It was downloaded over 400,000 times in 40 different countries. And what they found through these schools, when they surveyed them, there was an increase in GPA of 1.7 and attendance by 10%, they found, which is common for any after-school program, really. Kids get involved. They want to be involved. They want to get better at their grades. They want to compete. They want to play football. They want to be on the team. They're going to do better in school. Nothing different about gaming and esports. It's just, as Kevin Brown says, it's putting chocolate on the broccoli. It's getting there getting them there with the chocolate, the video games, but the broccoli is learning the curriculum and learning other things that can help them with college and career readiness. When they survey these kids, I always love this data, is these kids that are playing in gaming clubs or esport programs or Scholastic gamers, whoever they are, scholar gamers, they are then finding that these students who are playing, 82% of them have never participated in any other extracurricular activities. That means when you put them in a safe environment with a coach, you do something they enjoy, because maybe they don't want to throw a football, maybe they don't want to play an instrument or be a part of some other team, but they'll play video games, and they may not, they move from doing it maybe unsafely alone at home with maybe little oversight from parents, and now in a safe space with teachers where they're learning all these skills that we'll talk about, like critical thinking and other things we'll talk about here in a minute. And STEM is a big way: science, technology, engineering, arts and math, STEAM and STEM. Check out stem.org, great org. You should definitely learn more about them and what they do. Brian Kelly and Andrew Raup, please check out what they're doing on LinkedIn. Esports in School supports this, because a lot of these kids will go to college and want to then participate in STEM related careers. Like I said, benefits, social emotional learning, which is a sexy word, curriculum, social behavior, problem solving, critical thinking, teamwork, cooperation. It's all in there. Let's finish up with the cons and the pros of gaming, especially when it comes to the objections. Now, yesterday on the show, I did a whole episode pretty much on gamequitters.com and Intenta and what they have for their gaming disorder and their gaming addiction. Please take this course at gamequitters.com and see if you need to work on reining in your gameplay, because you could be at risk of losing out on relationships or jobs or your sleep or whatever it may be. Please go to gamequitters.com or watch yesterday's show. When we talk to schools, we get these, and parents and media, we get these common objections. Is there a connection between screen time and aggressive behavior? And my teenagers, whenever they get on the game, and then now they're going to go and do something bad to their friends and their schools. Well, they actually, Oxford Institute found no connection or relationship between aggressive behavior and the time teenagers play on video games. Moreover, the American Psychological Association reaffirmed this in 2015 because they had issues with the media and with the politicians in the United States citing their study incorrectly. Our two last presidential candidates, Biden and Trump, both cited this point incorrectly over the past 10 years. And our friends at the Entertainment Software Association, International Game Developers Association, they're going out to help the media and correct these things because they're being read wrong. And then media perpetuates and says, well, these things happening at schools, these bad things must be because of video games because there's a study on it. Well, they were citing it wrong. And it's rough. So you definitely are going to hear that. I mean, just as much as there's still confusion about Dungeons & Dragons from the 80s. I don't want to go down that path. But yes, there is. When we look at that, really, what's really the cause of maybe violence in the United States or in schools, really, it can't be video games. Look, the video game sales have gone up, but violent crime has gone down. So violent crime is still happening, but video game sales are going up. Shouldn't it follow the trend? Maybe it's something different when we look at, let's look at violent gun deaths in the United States compared to other countries. We're a couple 100,000% or whatever higher, and we don't even have the top selling video game revenue. We're still under Japan and Korea, yet their gun deaths are a lot lower. Is it video games or is it the scapegoat? I'll let you decide. I'll let you be an advocate. I like to compare this. This is my opinion. This is data that I have put together. My opinion. I am standing by it solely. I don't know if it's the best opinion. When I look at two different clubs in schools, Olympic shooting and esports, when I look at those two things, I see that, well, they're both clubs. Is it a sport? One's using their finger to click a button and click keyboards. The other one is holding a gun and shooting it for Olympic shooting. Not a lot of physical movement, but a lot of training, mental, okay, a lot of training cognitively. and it requires a lot of focus to be an Olympic shooter. And there's 5,000 of these schools in the United States who have U.S. Olympic shooting courses, and USA shooting, I should say. But then a lot of those kids will go and play on the U.S. Olympic team and be a part of the Worlds and the Olympics. But both these programs are teaching safety and they're teaching, whether it be gun safety, internet safety, whether it be cooperation with teammates, or whether it be communication. They're all learning these things at the same time. So what's different? Is either one, can it be a sport? Can shooting? Yeah, I mean, Olympics says it is. The esports is even Olympics now. This stuff I really got into before Olympics was hosting gaming and esports a few years ago. All right, we're almost done here. Is a sport, just like I said, well, is there organization? Is there rules? Is there skills? Is there physical movement? Yes, there is. And if you look at some of this data, we've gotten some of these research. Everything has a research link, by the way, on the bottom. You can check those out. Maybe there's just a lot of gatekeepers. All right, last part, health benefits, girls, plus games, more STEM careers. There's a lot of opportunities for young ladies to be able to get involved in STEM careers, especially those who game, because they open themselves up to more opportunities. Yet, what I really need to add to this is the struggle with toxicity that we can talk about for a while. And I saw an error there. Kids are less likely to become bullied or addicted. Now, that try not to be a counterpoint to what I talked about a few slides ago for addiction is how it's taught and what digital competencies are given when gaming is provided. Not you left to be a digital babysitter, a digital device to be a digital babysitter, but using the opportunity for kids to have a safe space and being taught the right ways to use their gaming. It's good for well-being, social connection. We talk about this. I could go on hours and hours of that. Cognitive benefit, executive functions, improves visual process, attention. You're learning a lot. FAA, why are they hiring gamers? Makes sense. Gray matter volume, it's helping with motor skills and perceptions and helping with gray matter. We look at memory, helping students with memory. I mean, look at the memory game. That's what the memory game is. But what about the memory game of knowing a map and knowing things and knowing what buttons to hit? That's why it's important. Kids are learning they're speeding up their motor and sensory skills. Yes, they're faster. When grandma and grandpa ask their grandkid to help them program their phone, it's because they're faster. They're more digital. This is exactly true. This is what I really like, and I want to get some more data from Game Quitters. I'm taking the clinical training again. There's a study that was this study that's linked below talking about how screen time with TV, social media, and regular computer use showed depression. Of course, social media for our students and our kids, but gaming, they didn't show a connection between gaming and depression, which is interesting. Now that's a little bit off of what we talk about with toxicity. There's a different effect there, but gosh, I just read a really great article from one of the people at Xbox in Seattle talking about what games has given him to fight depression. Come on, right? And the benefits of play, connection through play. We look at all this from the ESA. 88% of players agree video games can bring different types of people together. Amen to that. Accessibility, safe, feeling like there's community, a break from the pandemic. Yes, they get to unwind, have fun, and have some connection. So thank you. Please donate to our mission, to support our mission supporting low-income kids with access to STEM education through eSport clubs and programs. This is a little special thanks. Slides to go is where I got this slide, by the way, to make this. And a big shout out to Esports Research Network, International Journal, Esports Entertainment Software Association, Newzoo, and GamerDoc. Thank you all. This has been amazing. Ha ha ha! I'm done. Thank you all. One more time, can we get good morning, gamers, before we head out?
Hey, yo, good morning, gamers. Good morning, gamers. Good morning, it's gaming week, gamers. Good morning, gamers. Good morning, gamers. Good morning, gamers! 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 Good morning, gamers. 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 Good gamers. Good morning, gamers. Good morning, gamers. Good morning, gamers.
Thank you once again. Appreciate you all. This has been our second episode of season 1 for Good Morning Gamers. We've had a great time. Get to talk about Scholastic Esports, stuff I love. Droned on for an hour, it feels like. And thank you for those who stuck around. Thank you for those who kept me up and live on their phones or whatever it may be. I appreciate you all. It's been a fun day. Maybe I'll jump on tomorrow. I'm going to try and do more of these Good Morning Gamer episodes and talk about different topics tomorrow. If you've got a topic idea, DM me. I'll do any cool topics and we'll jump into stuff. So thank you once again. Stay amazing. Let's watch a few commercials and we'll be out.
Varsity Esports Foundation. Founded in December 2018, the Varsity Esports Foundation was created by a group of esports professionals. Our mission is to create an inclusive, safe, and aspirational network of gaming communities for all. The Varsity Esports Foundation is a 501c3 organization established to offer financial assistance to schools and to provide a pipeline for students to reach their potential through esports. We have 4 foundation goals. 1. Build a network of inclusive gaming communities. 2. Create scholarships for students within these communities. 3. Ensure a safe environment for all players. And 4. Promote gaming literacy across the ecosystem. The foundation has funds for a limited amount of assistance to support schools with league fees and/or computer equipment. For more information, please visit us at varsityesportsfoundation.org. Varsity Esports Foundation, a pipeline for students to reach their potential through esports.
Hello, my name is Christy Kester. As a public educator for the past 24 years, I have watched as interest in esports has exploded in schools across the world. Last fall, I joined the High School Esports League and helped to establish the education department. Since then, we have been working hard to integrate esports into education to create a scholastic gaming experience where students can learn, play, and compete. With our evidence-based, STEM.org-approved gaming concepts curriculum, schools can offer 4-credit classes during the school day that help improve chronic absenteeism, student engagement, and mental health.
As a senior health advisor for High School Esports League and a former ER physician, I see the incredible need for supporting mental health in students in today's schools. In fact, schools at a formidable crossroads where a pervasive and persistent decline in youth mental health now intersects with staff burnout. This has not been a sudden problem, but rather one we've seen over decades. The American Academy of Pediatrics announced in 2019 that 1 out of 3 students meets the criteria for generalized anxiety disorder before graduation. And the CDC reaffirmed that between 2009 and 2019, depression increased in adolescents by roughly 40%. The most telltale sign that grabbed all of our hearts was when the Surgeon General announced in December of 2021 that female adolescents increased their visits to the emergency departments around the nation by 51% for suicidal ideations. In the face of this, schools are desperately seeking solutions and ways to support those that struggle with mental health challenges. Now, these statistics that I mentioned are averages. We know there are some cohorts that are at higher risk, particularly those students who do not feel they have a safe place or a legitimate connection to school. That's where esports represents a tremendous opportunity. Students who are not currently involved with sports, music, arts, and traditional extracurriculars are left with minimal opportunities to make a connection. Yet many of these students find connections to their friends and other social outlets through online activity, including gaming. So, Scholastic Gaming represents an opportunity to leverage an area of interest into a legitimate class that meets state standards and expectations, all through an evidence-based curriculum that can simultaneously support self-esteem, self-efficacy, and life skills in many kids who desperately need it.
Hi, my name is Michael Russell. During my career as a teacher, I was fortunate enough to have the support of my administrator as I began the journey to establish the first 4-credit Scholastic Gaming course in the nation. At HSEL, we have the resources and data to help you speak with your administrators about the impact that Scholastic Gaming and esports can have for your students. We have strategies that can help you with acquiring technology and curriculum, such as ESSER funds, grant applications, and partnerships. The High School Esports League has invested significant resources in helping our education partners, and we are excited about this opportunity to help you establish Scholastic Gaming in your school.
College Esports and the CECC is back.
It's A.K.J. sweet victory!
The CECC is back.
Will San Jose's winning streak come to an end?
College Esports is back.
A ruling team story or an underdog story.
Let the series begin!
College Esports is back.
So we've got something going for both of these squads, as Choi Boy's not even looking at him.
CECC is back.
They have competed at an international stage. They have been in this position before.
College Esports is back. It's a new year filled with new players, but the same collegiate esports action you know and love. Join me, your host, Paulie Hype, as we kick off the first stop for the CECC Roadmap September 17th and 18th with the South Region Online Qualifier. You can catch all the action starting at 10 a.m. EST on twitch.tv/esportsu. I can't wait to see you there. It's a brand new year, and I'm just getting started. Woo! It's a year of hype. Yeah! We'll see you this weekend. Woo!
Life is busy. Every day we ask questions like, what's happening today? What should I wear? How am I going to fit everything in? But then there are bigger questions like, why am I here? What's my purpose? Where am I heading? Is there more to life than this? These are some of life's big questions, but there's rarely enough time to think them through. That's why Alpha exists. Alpha is a place to explore life's big questions in a safe and open environment. It's a series of sessions where anyone can share their thoughts and opinions and ask questions without feeling judged. When you come to an Alpha, you'll notice that first, there's food. Whether it's a full meal or a light snack, this is the time to get to know each other in a casual setting. Next, you'll watch an Alpha Talk. The talks are created to engage and spark conversation. They explore big issues around faith from a Christian perspective. After the talk is a time for discussion. This is the most essential part of any Alpha. It allows everyone to share their own opinions on the ideas presented in the talks. It's a time for people with different thoughts, beliefs, and experiences to ask honest questions and have open conversation. Every week, there are guests coming for the first time to an Alpha in their community. Alpha is for everyone, regardless of background or beliefs. There's no pressure, no follow-up, and it's completely free to attend. Come and explore life's big questions. Find an Alpha near you today.